I remember one of the first things you told me was Forrest Griffin. And I was like, this guy knows Forrest Griffin. Okay. This can go somewhere.
I didn't really know much. I knew Forrest
You
Griffin.
knew it was Forrest Griffin, which I was like, that's enough, man. You know Forrest Griffin, then you know something about MMA. And at that moment, I was probably getting into it. And I got it all into it because of my brother. I don't even know how to fucking happen. He just...
Your brother's been... He's like a Diaz. He's been in it.
Yeah, he's
forever.
been in it. Yeah, he's been in it. But I've been knowing my brother, you know, my whole fucking entire life, obviously.
What?
You know?
I thought you just met the guy.
Yeah, dude. So, like, out of nowhere, I just saw him getting balls deep into fucking MMA. And I don't know if this website's still around. I think it was called, remember MMAcore.com? I think it was called.
Yeah. That was when we originally got all of our information.
All of our information, pay-per-views that had just happened. You could see them there the next fucking day,
the next day,
like next morning. You could find it there. And I would see him fucking always, but he would always go on his PlayStation, which connected to the living room TV, searching this up on the internet and playing these videos. And then he would show me the shit that he would come across. The first thing he probably showed me, the first two things was Rampage doing that fucking powerbomb on that dude on Pride. On Pride. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck was that? And then the second thing, I don't even know this guy's name. It was like some straight up old school, I think it was UFC days, where some dude had this guy locked onto a crucifix. It was a black dude in the UFC, and where they were allowed to wear gis back then. Mm-hmm. And he had this guy locked into a crucifix, where you had the arm fucking locked on on the dude's legs, and the other arm you're locking them with your hand. So the guy's laying across you, like over your head, and you're like this, and the guy was just dropping fucking knees and elbows at the same time. So as the guy was doing the crucifix, he was just fucking boom, boom. As the guy's head was in here, dude, it was just boom, boom. And I seen this guy get knocked out cold.
Pride was fucking vicious, dude. And they were all on steroids.
Oh, back then? Yeah, right? Oh,
all
dude.
Of Pride was just steroid. Like,
Vanderlei? I don't know if that was Pride. I think that was a UFC when, like, back in the days when Gracie was fucking coming up and shit and showed everyone jiu-jitsu. So he started getting into it, man. And then one thing I noticed about myself all the fucking time, the things that I end up hating, I end up loving.
Yeah.
I don't know why, dude. And it goes like that for my whole entire life.
Yeah, I didn't like screaming music at first.
Me neither. That's
you
another
were
good
in a
thing.
fucking screaming band.
Yeah, that was one thing. I didn't like screaming music. I hated it. I didn't like it. But then I have friends, and they show me good tracks, and then those good tracks evolve to like music that I just like in general. But the one thing that I didn't like was Anderson Silva. He was a guy I did not fucking like.
Yeah.
And that was when I was getting into it. And he made his debut in the UFC fighting guy with the fucking
Lieben.
colored hair. Yeah.
Chris Lieben.
I didn't like him, dude. And then I
didn't like him at first either because he beat Forrest Griffin.
Made him look like shit.
I mean, and then
we watched that fight together, didn't we?
No. I think that was like when I was like first getting into it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I went with Lucas. I went with Lucas, one of his friend's house and shit. That somehow was associated with you. Really? Lucas's friend, yeah. Probably, I think he was, like, dated somebody that you used to know or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was first getting into it around that time. UFC 100-ish. That Anderson versus Griffin was just before or after 100, right?
The what?
The Griffin and Anderson fight.
Man. Was that... Maybe that would have... I think that might have been at UFC 200.
No, it wasn't. It was... I think it was like UFC 96 or something like that.
Look it up, Ralph.
You gotta be the...
Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. What UFC did that take place at?
You gotta be the stats guy, man. You like to be on your phone. That's the only way you're going to be awake.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that might have happened before because that UFC, the one with Anderson Silva and Forrest Griffin, I think the main event was BJ Penn.
Yeah.
Right?
Anderson Silva and
Diego, maybe?
Who?
Maybe versus
Forrest
Anderson
Griffin.
Silva. Yeah, versus Forrest Griffin.
Are you gonna be our producer, bro?
101.
101, just after.
Damn. So what's pay-per-view just after?
Was that the headlining?
Yeah.
What was the
No,
co-main?
that wasn't the head. That was.
Yeah.
What was the co-main event?
I want to say that was a co-main event. I
Oh.
think because I remember watching that fight at a
Oh,
friend's
it's on
house.
MMA court.
The website's still around.
Damn, we
man.
didn't want the whole fight.
Yeah, so. Yeah, because I remember watching that fight over someone else's house and being amazed by Anderson Silva's fucking matrix.
Yeah, it was Penn versus Florian. That was
Yeah, yeah.
co-main was Anderson Silva.
Yeah, and it's still sticking around for another fight after that. Matrix fucking shit happened. Right? It's just so crazy when that Anderson Silva and Forrest Griffin fight happened, dude. It just...
It's just like at the time with like, oh, it's fixed, but it's like
Dude, that
now
was
it's like
fucking-
It just...
Forrest
the game
Griffin
has
just
evolved
sucked.
that way. You're right. It was
Forrest
just Forrest
Griffin just
Griffin
sucked
and
balls.
Anderson Silva was in a whole different level,
Yeah.
which
That was 8
makes
years
it
ago.
look like it was kind of fixed, you
Yeah.
know, because it was that wellly fucking place. All the fucking head movement and the counter strikes.
and the way he knocks him out was just like
Mm-hmm.
just quick jabs, like bam.
Yeah, man.
While Forrest is like,
Yeah.
like swinging like a gorilla.
That was 8 years ago.
I know, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've been balls deep in it. I wish I would have like been introduced to it earlier.
Same here, man.
But
But
whatever. It's a more interesting now.
Well, you
because
Definitely.
there's a lot
I mean,
more shit.
you watched wrestling back in the day, though.
Yeah, I mean, that was
put it this way: so you got into it, and you're into it now more than most people will be into it now. Because I feel like the sport's still so young, yet even though it's gotten so far, it's
Yeah.
still not maybe as close as that's how it's gonna be. Maybe
Yeah.
5 or 10 years from now.
But I also got into it when the fucking like legends were still around.
Yeah,
Just, like towards the end of
towards
the
their
yeah,
career.
the founding fighters and everything.
Yeah, where the legends were still able to fucking perform,
Yeah.
but they didn't have many more fights left in them. And
Yeah.
shit. You know,
I
like
mean, I saw Chuck Liddell fight. I saw fucking
Vanderlei,
Rampage. And
Crow
I
Cop.
mean, yeah, I've seen. Not that I haven't seen the like. I got into it, so I couldn't see those fights live, but I've seen all of the fights, like all the important ones.
yeah.
So like I've gone back to.
I wanted
watch
to ask you,
everything.
dude. Earlier, what was one of the fights that made you go that we've watched that made you go, holy shit! Like, did that just really fucking happen? Just something that just like took you by surprise, something that was just shocking, or something that stands out, like one of the most epic fights. One of the most epic fights.
I don't know. We started watching fights with your brother at his place, like when he lived over on Addison.
Remember we watched that Shogun and John Jones
Yeah,
fight?
and your brother was so angry.
Yeah.
He was so mad.
And I was I was pretty
You
upset
were both
too.
mad.
We were,
and
I was pretty upset.
I was like kind of like I like John Jones because I had started watching his fights
Right.
on like Fuel
Right.
and shit, and then I didn't like Shogun because he beat Machida. And I liked Machida
Because he beat Rashad,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I
'cause
remember you had something against Rashad.
He was. I still don't like Rashad, but back in the day, Rashad was like super cocky. He was like a Floyd Mayweather type of personality.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We would have to like talk about old fights because like I don't. There's a lot of shocking moments in MMA, so it's like
To me, I would have to say it was so shocking, dude. I don't even think that after we finished all watching the fight that we didn't even digest it. It was just like we kind of just left her place, and I think you might have gone to bed, not really feeling the full effect of what the fuck happened. was that Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, what the fuck?
I don't think anybody understands what happened.
I was like, what the fuck? What? It was like, okay, that I know he just did that, but...
That's the first thing either you or your brother said. And you're like, so that's it?
That's it? Like, that's it? Like,
that's it?
and you think about it, it's like, it took that whole... I think overall it was a 2-year build-up, where 1 year they had that fucking press conference tour and shit that started off in Brazil.
Canceled after
they finished the tour. After they finished the tour,
and then the second time they had to go through that bullshit, and they didn't have to do the huge tour,
right?
But it was like still a big
right.
build-up.
And Chad Mendes filled in for the first time.
Yeah,
Aldo pulled out, and then the second time, Aldo obviously fucking took the fight, but it was just one of those things where it's just like, what? It was such a big build-up for it to only end in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
The Rossi fight.
But even now, like, just like maybe a couple months ago, it finally hit me like full effect. Like, damn, he fucking landed that left good, and you see it in slow motion because he times it. He takes the left, and after he takes the left, his right hand's already extended, putting his hand on Aldo's forearm, and at this point, as he connected, now with his right arm, he's holding Aldo, putting him down.
Yeah.
And as he falls down, Aldo just flips, boom, and it was a perfect ending, dude.
Yeah.
It was a perfect ending. It was so fucking perfect that it was just like, it's almost like your eyes didn't catch it the first time.
He knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When they had that backstage footage of him training that left hand over and over again. I don't know, man. As far as like McGregor,
I think he knew Jose Aldo was gonna come in there emotional.
Yeah.
And he's just, I need this.
Yeah. He probably saw how Aldo comes in aggressive, and he's like, hey, he does this every time he's aggressive, and he probably catch it from like all the times of him studying his fights, and probably him getting hit, and Aldo fucking responding back aggressively. Like, all right, this is what he does. This is the way he comes in. But,
I think that's the whole reason this Floyd Mayweather fight is so interesting, is because they're both the best at what they do.
See?
At not getting hit and hitting you. How, like, Mayweather just peppers you with jabs, but in MMA, Conor's size translates to a lot of power. Especially at 45.
Yeah, Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, I don't really fucking care for that fight, dude.
I don't care either, but everybo's like, oh.
Yeah, and it was
like
that's the only big thing that's going on right now. Besides that, and Chris Brown and fucking Soulja Boy.
Yeah, right. I'd rather see that, to be honest. Dude, because Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, dude, all that does to me.
It's just for the money, bro.
It's just for the money. Absolutely,
it's just for the money, and it kind of makes my thought of the UFC go down.
It puts the MMA community in the UFC in a standstill.
Yeah.
You have this dude who won 2 divisions. You're putting 2 divisions on hold
to fight this fucking
this guy. And the thing is, like, okay, Mayweather wins. He really doesn't have much to benefit him. Yeah, he beat this guy who he defeated in boxing. It's what you do. Mayweather would benefit more
if he beat him in MMA.
In an MMA fight, which is never going to happen because it's just stupid to even talk about.
Let that happen. He would never fight in MMA.
Exactly. He would never fight. He would never fucking even throw a leg kick.
Chicken legs kicked and it'd be over.
Yeah, dude.
McGregor
would just come in like fucking Liu Kang for fucking doing that helicopter kick over and over a kick.
I mean, you got to think about that shit. Like if they ever did like MMA like that. Like, Mayweather wouldn't last at all.
No, not at all.
Fact.
Not at all.
Because the reach of a leg.
Also, as soon as he would go to the ground, it would be over.
Yeah,
exactly.
Thing.
Yeah, no ground
That's another thing. But see, that's how we're thinking it. Like, we know already that Mayweather would have problems if leg kicks were involved. Any kind of fucking kicks were involved.
Mayweather would have a problem if it was a fight. He would win if it was a boxing match.
Yes.
Anything other than a boxing match, he would lose.
Which leads me back to what I was saying, dude.
He's also 40.
He's also 40, that's right. That's right, yeah. He's also fucking 40 years old.
I mean, you gotta admit, he's 40, but he's also a fucking born athlete. I mean, this guy's been fucking
40.
boxing.
McGregor is 27.
Yeah, I mean, the age gap, but this guy also has experience behind him. Like this 40-year-old does not know, your average 40-year-old. This guy's still in his prime.
I think McGregor is smarter than most people who are like in the game right now.
Faster,
absolutely, because he's younger right now.
His reaction time,
he's younger. Yeah. His, it's just like
his power,
his
speed.
Well, compared to Mayweather or compared to just a 40-year-old fighter.
Compared to even guys now.
Anybody, dude. McGregor's better than Mayweather in the mental aspect right now, in the fighting aspect.
He would chew his ass up because McGregor can't even read.
MMA.
McGregor, I mean not Mayweather. Mayweather cannot read.
Yeah, he would just stick on. He would just stick onto that, dude, and he would just fucking make a bunch of fucking just insults that would just stem off of that, and it was just great. You would start seeing a bunch of iconic moments where McGregor's always shit talking.
That's where I think. That's why I think it's not a possibility. I mean, it is a possibility, a big possibility that McGregor wins that fight because he would chew his ass up
mentally,
leading up into that fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and dude, Conor McGregor's so good at the mental warfare
The only person
game.
that doesn't work on is Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
And it pisses him off so much.
Yeah, but even then, I gotta give McGregor props. I could see some of that shit getting into Nate Diaz's head.
He gets mad. The second you get somebody mad, you're done. It's over. They got to you already.
Nate is like,
but the thing is, it get into Nate Diaz's head. But sometimes what it becomes different to most of these athletes is that even if you get into your opponent's head, is how do they handle it? There's some people that will handle it with like Aldo, where he just fucking wants to fucking rage at him.
Rousey,
yes. Or there's Nate Diaz, where you get into his head,
and he lays back.
But he lays back.
Watches
he
you.
lays back. You're like, he's pissed, and you can tell that you're in his head
he uses
a little
it against
bit.
you in the fight.
Yes.
Because once he starts landing his jabs...
It's like, bitch, you remember that?
Oh my god, dude. That's the thing that pisses me off. That Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor 3, why wasn't it done right off the back?
Because they wanted it to be for a title. So they were waiting for McGregor to win 155. And that's the only fight that makes sense right now, other than Khabib and Tony fighting McGregor.
Dude, but you're left off at 1-1, and even the second one was a close fucking fight.
Yeah.
Run it back again.
Right away. But also the UFC is thinking if you put it on hold, people are gonna want it more.
They can't. They want what they can't have.
They
need the stars to align.
But see, exactly. Yes. If Conor McGregor keeps doing the shit that he's doing, he beats whoever, Khabib or Tony Ferguson, whoever those two are.
Either of those guys.
Or even if he gets to a point where Conor McGregor has stated, he already made his statement that he's one of the best. He's beaten the Khabibs. He's beaten the fucking Fergusons. He's beaten the Aldos. He's defeating anybody. Now we could bring Nate Diaz back into the picture. Now we could bring him back into the picture.
Because at this point, Nate Diaz is a super fight, whoever he fights. Because he can just plug him in there, and Nate Diaz is going to generate money.
Yeah, but the thing is...
Just like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, but see...
They kind of made each other in those fights.
The thing about Nate Diaz, as much of a big fan I am of the Diaz brothers...
So...
Stylistically, you give them some really fucked up matches, you're gonna make the Diaz brothers look bad. You give them a fighter like GSP, who's a hardcore wrestler.
Yeah. Unless
they fucking train their wrestling or however, but I don't think those Diaz brothers are gonna make those adjustments anytime soon.
No.
They're gonna stick to, go ahead, take me down, and I'll fucking stick with my jiu-jitsu. I'll keep getting better in my jiu-jitsu. Sometimes that works. And sometimes that doesn't. Sometimes all you see is just wrestlers dominating over and over, taking their opponent down and throwing them elbows and punches, and just they stand back up and then they take them down again.
Mm-hmm.
But that Mayweather and Conor McGregor fight, I'm not interested in, dude. I feel it just
what do you think is going to happen? So after McGregor and Mayweather fight,
right?
Like say
that's not gonna happen right now.
But
it's in, like, they've been talking about it, but it's like it's gonna take them so long to make an agreement. And you have to think, Mayweather, his whole career has only fought in May and in September or some shit like that. Twice a year, every year in these months, all the time.
Twice a year?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And then I think it was May and September, something like that. Every
6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen though in either one of those 2 months. So First one coming up. If they don't get something done soon, it's not happening in May. You can't hold that division up until September. That would be some horse shit, and people would be losing. That's probably why they made this fight a interim title fight, because they know they're still going to be trying to work out this McGregor shit. Because the UFC,
Floyd?
Yeah,
you think UFC wants that?
Hell
yeah,
that's
because
money.
The UFC wants that because
that's a whole different market. That's not just UFC market.
But
you have boxing.
What is making that?
There's more boxing.
What's making like that whole situation hold up is because the UFC wants in on it, but McGregor kind of doesn't want. Like
UFC part of it.
Yeah, he wants to promote himself so he can take all of
like,
that.
like
Mayweather,
like Mayweather does it.
Yeah.
Like Mayweather, he's promoting himself with whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, he's
money, some shit, right?
Money, whatever. But McGregor has McGregor Promotions too.
Right.
He's like trying to do that, but he kind of held back because
by the UFC, and he has to respect that no matter what.
Because the UFC is what made Conor McGregor.
Exactly.
He's under contract.
He's under contract.
Dana has said that in that contract it says he can't box. He can't do all these other things. So that's
right.
what's holding it up.
But you can always negotiate your contracts, right? If you want to do some shit, you can always
especially
come to UFC about
McGregor,
it.
Like,
right. Especially if you have that much accomplishment.
Everything.
But see, that's the thing that's like, McGregor cannot do that. Go to the UFC, go to a boxing match and try to do his own thing. The reason is because he's accomplished so much in such little time.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that he's accomplished is stuff that happens that fucking legends have done through years and years.
Like it took like fucking 5 years.
Right,
to get
5-10 years
shot.
and shit. You know, this guy's done it so fucking fast.
Because he came in and talked so much shit.
If he was he
came in at the right time, too.
Right. If Conor McGregor,
I feel like that's why the Fertitta sold, because they saw Conor McGregor.
So if you think Conor McGregor would have came into the UFC like 10 years ago,
and he's trying to do this move now, yes, and I would say, yeah, dude, let him do his own thing. He already gave his due to the UFC. He already did a bunch of shit with you guys. Let him do his own thing now.
But are you asking if he came in trying to do that back
then? Do you think
he'd
be where he's at today?
No, he would have been
mauled. It was exactly all the heavy hitters that were back then.
Because back then it was a sport. It was pure sport.
Yeah, it was a club sport.
Oh,
it was a club sport back then.
As far as
there were no rules on it. There were no regulations like it is now.
Well, that was way back.
Or do you mean it's a sport as far as like that they kept it strictly rankings?
Yeah.
Like it was like, all right, you got to fight this person.
McGregor would have already had to fight fucking.
He defended his title.
His
light, what is it? His featherweight title already by now.
Title. He would have had to fight wrestlers going up into the title. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have fought Dennis Siver.
Yep. See, and that's why I give more props towards fighters that I didn't like back then who were in their prime, like GSP. You knew when you met me, dude, I did not like GSP. Yeah, why? Because he was so fucking good, and he made people who were the best of the best he made them look like amateurs. And the same thing for John Jones. I didn't like him, but still, he always fought whoever's up in the rankings. With Conor McGregor, I feel like it's like not the same.
Conor McGregor,
except for Chael Sonnen.
Yeah. Conor McGregor fights people that aren't going to help fucking Conor McGregor. He's not going to fight somebody.
He also does that just like Floyd. He will only fight people if it's a money fight.
Yeah. If it's worth it. Otherwise, why are you fighting then?
See, but here's the
That's
thing.
how they see it. They don't see it as a sport. They see it as
money,
as a quick fucking cash payout. I mean, like he sees these easy fights,
but he can't be in the UFC thinking he can come in and win these titles and never defend them.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
Can't do that.
No. There's so many people
exactly.
Savages.
Give up the title then.
And the scary thing about it,
he already gave up one.
Yeah.
They forced him to.
And the scary thing about it, dude, is that this sport is so young right now. You can always see these fighters are developing and coming up with new fighting styles and being so effective at it that once you're on the top of the food chain, the people underneath you, they're coming up with new tricks, a whole bunch of new shit.
It's evolving still.
And the guy on the top, the guy on the top, sometimes what happens is they don't come out looking so good because the bottom underneath you is so fucking developing. And
new tactics, new tactics.
And you're not doing shit.
Because the old school founded it already. But you're part of the new school that's coming in and flushing that old shit out. Now you become that old shit, so someone needs to flush you out.
See? And I will go on record right now saying, dude, this GSP and Michael Bisping fight, what's the height and reach difference on that? Because the thing I found weird about GSP coming back is that he's not coming back at his weight class that he was so dominant at. He's coming in.
He wants a money fight. But I think he signed a multiple fight deal, so he's going to fight. And he has also said in interviews that he will fight both weight classes.
55, and yeah, because
he said it would even go down to 55.
Yeah, I know. He said he could make it. See,
so
why is he?
Michael Bisping's height? He's 6'1", 185 pounds. Reaches 75 and a half.
What's his reach?
75.5.
And height?
6'1". GSP
75 and 6'4" for Bisping.
GSP is 5'10", but he has a half-inch reach advantage. He has 76-inch reach.
So he's shorter, but has a longer reach.
Yeah.
GSP wins that fight.
Yeah.
He wins it.
GSP wins all day. Because he's going to jab his face off as Michael Bisping gets hit. I think his boxing is just as good, if not much better, than Michael Bisping. Bisping's a good boxer, but GSP has really technical striking.
Strategic.
And then he's going to take him down.
And the most important thing that GSP has is his fight IQ that he has, dude.
Yeah.
While he's in the fighting and the decisions that he's able to make, either if he's winning the fight or if he's losing the fight, he's always able to adjust for something that's going to benefit him and win the fight. That's how he gets all these fucking decisions and shit. GSP, I want to say, I've seen him fight the best fucking wrestlers, the best jiu-jitsu guys.
He wins all the time.
He wins all the fucking time. All the time. Takedowns,
and the two
dude.
losses he has in his career, he's avenged.
He's avenged them both.
And
I hope
decisively.
I hope GSP comes back and does his thing, dude. I hope he comes back.
Well, dude, everybody's been saying GSP is like a monster right now. Like, he's been off, but he's been like training like he's going into a fight all the time.
Good, man.
And,
good.
Like, they're saying that the
good.
GSP coming back now would destroy the GSP that left back then.
Good.
I was watching
good.
his workout, his training fucking videos, bro.
Yeah.
They're fucking intense. Like, this guy is just fucking, like, I was watching him, like, fucking hit the bag, and this fucking guy, like, literally, like, he doesn't
Tony Ferguson broke the heavy bag in half with a kick?
Yeah, I seen that.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't see that. How do you kick it?
Just a leg.
Just a fucking
Yeah,
kick,
just
just
kick.
kicking it over the same spot over and over again, and you see the fucking leather just ripping over and over again and shit. Yeah, man, GSP and Bisping. I hope he beats Bisping and then he gets to pick his next fight because he's such a legend in the sport and he's accomplished and he's avenged all of his losses that he's able to pick his next fight and he picks Conor McGregor. Because have you seen a picture of both of them being side to side next to each other?
No.
It's not big of a difference, bro.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I know.
Not big of a difference. Not big of a difference.
Yeah, physically, they're both pretty much the same.
Yeah, dude. So, and if UFC wants to make that $4 billion that they bought it for,
yeah,
that's the fight to make. You get the old school legend who's still in his prime, and to
the new school,
and to the new school Conor McGregor. And like the thing is, both of them are so complete. They're so opposite, dude. As far as personality, where you have GSP, who's always so polite and nice, and rarely gets into like shit talking with his opponents, where Conor McGregor is such a shit talker and hothead, and we'll get into. So that would be interesting, dude. It's almost like the good angel versus the bad angel type of thing, you know, good versus evil. But they're so good at fucking both winning fights all the time. McGregor by far has done it probably more spectacular with those knockouts and shit.
Well, everybody is giving GSP shit over his career about being a boring fighter, but you don't realize that
it's all skill, man.
Hard to beat killers all the time when you have the best of the best coming at you
and still make them look
7 years.
Even though he's not finishing them, he's still making them look like amateurs, right?
Yeah, like he can do whatever he wants with them.
He still does. He sticks to his bread
The
and
only
butter.
ones that really hurt him were Conor and Johnny.
Yeah, that's it.
I think he might have lost that fight against Johnny, but
yeah, I think Johnny edged it by a hair.
I mean, but he got out because he knew that. I think he thought Johnny Hendricks was on steroids. That's why he got out.
No, he wanted the sport to be clean, and it's getting cleaner now. Yeah. It's getting cleaner.
And he's coming back and fighting Bisping, who's been a clean fighter the whole time. You know, he's always been outspoken about being clean.
See, but if GSP wins, I don't think he'll keep the belt. I don't think he'll
probably vacate it.
He'll vacate it,
and then it'll be Jacare versus Romero.
It's 170, right?
185.
185. Yeah. 185, dude. GSP will have a hell of a lot of problems with anybody else that's under contention.
Romero,
on 185.
Fucking Jacare,
Romero.
Weidman.
See?
Musasi.
Yeah. All those guys will give him a hard time, dude.
Fucking
I
Tim Boach.
Like I was just saying, dude. GSP wins Bisping. Give him his next option, whoever he wants to fight. And if he says he wants to fight Conor McGregor or whoever's at see that I don't know. It all depends on how the cards fall, right, Nick?
Yeah.
It all depends.
Well, this weekend too, would he rather fight Woodley or Thompson? I don't think he didn't. Thompson say he wouldn't want to fight GSP.
Well, didn't he involve Thompson somehow into the sport?
They were training partners, so I don't think he would want to fight him. Maybe that's also why GSP is coming back at 185, just in case Thompson wins on Saturday.
Do you think money's getting tight for GSP, or is he successful enough that he could
what?
Is money getting tight for him, and is this a money issue for him?
No, dude,
he's invested in so much shit outside.
You think he's well enough?
Yeah, he's
far. I think GSP's coming back because he's trying to fight again. Like he wants to get in there.
The sport.
Yeah.
Because he has TV shows, he has money coming in all the time, sponsors.
He has a training facility.
Just for being GSP.
And there's something different about him coming back this time too, because when he was back and defending his title over and over again at what weight class? That 170. He was always so picky on super fights. Back then, the big talk was Anderson Silva, GSP.
That'll probably be the fight he makes after he beats Bisping.
Anderson Silva versus GSP, but GSP, I don't think he ever. GSP always said if he was to take that fight, that he would want a proper nutrition, something that would take maybe about a year to get into a healthy 170.
Yeah,
170 rather than just adding all this bulk quick and trying to make the weight. He wanted to have this weight.
Well, maybe it took
naturally
time to do that.
Huh?
Maybe it took the time to get super healthy and now
maybe
he can make all these weights.
Could be. Yeah, but back then he was more picky on moving up a weight class. Shit, now he's coming back. He's like, fuck, I'll go up or I'll go down, wherever.
Just fucking take me if you want to fight.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Turn that screen around, dude. This is at Mark Hunt and Alistair Overeem. Is this how the main card is starting?
Yeah. It's kind of weird seeing the first fight of the card being a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, right? I don't know, man.
This fight can go either way. I mean, Mark Hunt is super small.
Let me see.
Compared to Alistair.
Reach is 72 to 80, so we have an
8-inch reach. Look at how long his fucking arms are. It's like the size of his whole body. I know these pictures aren't
right. Yeah. Let me see.
Proportionate, but
and then you have the height, 76 and 70 with the 6-inch height advantage on Overeem on Hunt. Overeem is tricky when it comes to trying to figure out how the fight will end up. Because Overeem, you see him fighting some vicious killers. It just depends on how he comes into the fight, it seems like. Because Dos Santos, when he fought JDS, somebody who's well known for fucking knockouts and great boxing, he ended up knocking his ass out.
Yeah, because he stayed on the outside and picked him apart.
Right.
But when I don't know what he was doing against fucking Stipe. He just got super rocked. But Overeem has a glass chin. This is like the perfect matchup for Overeem because it's like, and he's number 3. And he just got knocked out. Or something. But Overeem versus Mark Hunt's like a perfect matchup. Technical, like Mark Hunt's a technical striker too, but just like the size difference and like how it's short and stocky, short arms. Mark Hunt, Overeem has these long ass arms, long kicks. It's like if Mark Hunt can touch him, he's gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
But can Overeem stay on the outside?
Yeah, can he?
So this might be another JDS situation.
If he does his JDS situation, then he'll win. But if he comes in there being nervous about Mark Hunt's punching power or feeling like he's stepping into some fucking war that he can't win just because of Mark Hunt's power and shit, he'll lose. Because a lot of the times, I feel like that's what happened with Stipe. Yeah, Overeem, dude. I don't know. That's gonna be. I want to say Mark Hunt probably wins.
That's what I've been thinking too.
Right?
Like, I just can't get past the fact that if Mark Hunt just lands a clean shot, it's over. At least TKO. He might not knock him out cold, but
right.
And Mark Hunt can take a beating. I think the only way Overeem wins if he somehow lands some like vicious knees or body kicks. To like knees to the body. Or what he did against Frank Mir, just sit on top of him and wrestle.
Who did that to Frank Mir?
Overeem.
Damn, I don't remember that fight.
Yeah, he just controlled him on the ground. Didn't do much. It's a pretty boring fight.
I don't know, man. Overeem has a lot of problems mentally because some fights I feel like JDS is gonna knock him the fuck out, and then he ends up knocking out JDS. And then there's fights where it's like Overeem's gonna fucking take it, and he ends up getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fights where he's winning, like whooping a dude's ass, and then he just gets clipped.
And he gets clipped. Yeah.
Travis Brown.
Ben Rothwell, I think, was another one.
Ben Rothwell.
Yep.
Knocked him the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
So what do you say, Mark Hunt?
I want to say Mark Hunt.
What round? Round 2?
Round 2, yeah. Round 2. I would go with round 2. Mark Hunt could take a shot, and I think he could take Overeem shots. I don't know about the knees, though.
Yeah,
I don't know about the knees.
Anybody can take the knees. Ask Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how that one goes. What's next after that will be
Orlando Venata. I don't know this guy though. David Timur from Sweden.
Let me see. So we got
same height. This guy has
same
2-inch reach advantage and leg reach. But this Lando dude, he fucking does that capoeira shit and jumping around.
Yeah, one of his trademarks that I've been seeing that he does a lot is that he does that fucking, what do you say, an oblique kick where they kind of just kick you sideways into the chin and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And then he follows it with a spinning something. That's how he knocked out that one dude with the spinning kick. He followed it with a kick, and then he spinned it, and then he did it a bunch of times, like 2 or 3 times with Ferguson when he did that kick, followed with a spinning fucking back fist. I don't know this fucking David Tamer guy though, dude. I don't know who he is.
Yeah. Look him up.
David Tamer. He has takedown accuracy is 50%, takedown defense is 100%.
It's 5-1.
Better accuracy than Lando Venata.
I don't know. Based on this guy's Lando's performance against Tony Ferguson, I think he wins.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson.
He whooped the guy's ass he fought last.
Yeah.
That was just like last couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, he with that spinning back kick. Yeah, I'm gonna say Lando Venata. I think I want to say he has some hype. I'm behind his hype for sure.
Yeah,
him taking
he's a pretty
that
cool fighter.
I like his style.
Seems like a cool dude too.
And you could tell he's also into that movement training shit that everybody's into
the
nowadays.
Touch button in the park.
Yeah. You got fucking Tony Ferguson who's into that. You got fucking Conor McGregor, of course. And I know Lando Venata's all a part of doing that shit too.
Yeah. What do you think of this one? I don't know what this guy's background is though. He looks like a wrestler to me.
Yeah, he looks right. Yeah, he has that like that Chad Mendes kind of small,
average?
bulky guy.
He takes people down.
We just have to see how that one plays out. I mean, shit, we don't know everything about MMA, right? We're just fanatics here, dude. Which is, but Lando Venata, he's fucking dope. We'll see as David Tamer guy is. He might be a fucking up and coming guy. Maybe he's making his debut. I don't know. Then we have Rashad Evans versus Daniel Kelly. Why are they giving Rashad Evans a nobody?
Well, this is his debut at middleweight.
That's why. And he hasn't been doing so good in his career either, right? He's been coming off some couple losses.
Well,
I know
his last win was against Chael Sonnen.
Damn, Chael Sonnen hasn't fought in UFC forever.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. And he fucking.
He's old. He's getting old, man. How old is he now?
I think he's like 34, something like
that.
Really? Yeah, he's pretty old, but he's been having trouble getting like clearance to fight from like, the commissions and shit.
See, that's red flags, dude.
And apparently, like he broke down because he finally got cleared and was like super emotional about it.
Super emotional. Why though?
Because he finally got cleared to fight. He got pulled from his last 2 fights because he couldn't get medical clearance. Because it was like something irregular, but it's like he said he's still training and shit.
Yeah.
So he's not like being affected, but there's just like something irregular that they won't clear him to fight.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think Rashad is done.
Yeah.
I haven't really cared to see him fight anybody because he's been having so many injury problems. Like
yeah, and like back to how how everyone says, dude, the game is evolving so quick, and I just feel like Rashad Evans is so. I still look at him as a Chuck Liddell era fighter and Rampage.
Well, he ended Chuck Liddell.
Right. So, and then I don't know. Daniel Kelly, another guy I don't know who the hell he is. Who is he? Daniel Kelly.
We don't know. But I don't know. I can't call this fight. Rashad Evans based on experience?
Yeah, Rashad Evans for sure. I mean, he was a champ, right? And this Daniel Kelly guy, he's from Australia. We'll see how he goes.
12-1.
So we got two cards where we don't really know the guy's background, but
it's just
the bread and butter though, dude. Fucking Khabib and fucking Ferguson.
The people's fight.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
Did you hear fucking Tony Ferguson was like did you listen to that conference call?
Yeah, I heard.
I should put it up.
I heard some of it. I didn't hear the whole thing.
I heard Tony Ferguson was like hanging up on them and just like
being
a pain.
Really?
And Khabib was being super like respectful and
really.
whatnot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Tony, he kind of like based on what I heard. That's what I heard on Ariel's show. That it just sounded like he was emotional during that thing.
Tony.
Yeah, like kind of being a drama queen. Because he was also complaining about like the money, and then Khabib was like, "Tony, you know, I made this fight. This fight wouldn't happen without me."
Yeah, I heard that part. I heard Khabib say that. I heard Khabib was talking about one of the things was that when the fight was offered, he right away started complaining about money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't. I should have heard that whole thing, dude. I didn't hear the whole thing. But Ferguson's an interesting character, man. You see how he handles himself on the camera?
Yeah, he's like a super slick dude. He's El Cucuy, man.
Yeah, I feel like he's trying, like that's a persona that he's trying to like a super slick dude.
Yeah, but I don't think he's like that. He's like, I feel like he's just a chill guy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't really point my finger at him. He looks into the camera like really weird, and like it's almost like, you ever seen like infomercials on TV and shit where they're trying to sell you something? It's like he looks into the camera and he's trying to sell you something where like, I'm just like, dude, just I want to see you fucking get pissed off. I want to see the true you and shit, you know? Either way, man, Ferguson is a fucking badass though,
Russian
dude.
Savage.
Yeah. Ferguson is a fucking badass, dude. But I've made my decision that Ferguson should fucking take this fight. Hands down.
Because Khabib's stand-up is not the same compared to Ferguson. And I don't think physically Khabib is going to be able to manhandle Tony on the ground. Like how he does everybody. Like Tony, I think he's a lot more active on the ground than a lot of these other guys that he's fighting.
Yes,
Once Khabib gets these people to the ground, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's not going to stop moving. He's like a Carlos Condit.
He's like a Carlos Condit, but one thing about Carlos Condit, I felt like he was more like 50-50 on the ground, where he's like, he'll give you elbows, punches on the ground, and as well as the other 50%, he'll attack with submissions. I feel Tony Ferguson has more submissions.
Sprawl. And getting up.
Yeah, and getting up. Yes, and getting up. Ferguson should fucking take this fight, dude. Ferguson should take this fight.
It all depends on... And this is a 5-round fight, too.
Yeah, it's a 5-round fight. We all know how Ferguson reacts when he's about to get fucking knocked out.
He just starts coming at you with elbows.
He comes at you, and it's almost like it doesn't faze him, dude. Yeah. You see fighters they get broken down when they're on the verge of fucking getting knocked out, tapped out, or just completely dominated on the ground or on the stand-up. They start to break down, and they start to look for fucking answers, and they almost look desperate. Ferguson is almost like, all right, cool, you got me with that. All right, check what I got. And then he fucking amps it up like ×2.
Yeah.
And the guys are like, holy shit. And then the fighters start to break down. You can see it mentally. You definitely see it on the RDA fight.
Yeah, RDA gave up in like the second round. Second or third round.
What? Yeah, over and over. And dude, those kicks that Ferguson has, when he constantly, if he's not striking at you, you don't really see him standing doing nothing for a long time.
Yeah.
He's either...
He's just like tapping you, even if it's just going to just keep some distance.
For Ferguson's nothing, it's tapping you.
Yeah.
That's his nothing. He doesn't just stand there moving, trying to move away from you. His nothing is tapping you.
Yeah.
I think Ferguson should take it, dude. Khabib's ground game is amazing, dude, and the things that he's done is crazy, how he manhandles these fighters, and I take nothing away from him. But Ferguson has fought better competition.
Yeah.
And you've seen him fight in a way where you see you get to see the worst and best side of him every time he's fought these top-notch fighters, which is RDA, Barboza, Josh Thompson back in the days. Like, those are all top fighters, and you see him getting in trouble. So you see him when he's at the peak, when he's dominating, and you see him also when he's in trouble.
And he has that fucking killer instinct too. It's like, once he knows he has you hurt, that fucking Darce choke, dude. How does he get so many people? And then he's like smart with it too. Like, when he's fighting people, like, remember when he held in that Darce choke, and I was like, I think he's just holding this there, like, not really putting pressure, but just like wearing this guy out,
toying with him, bro.
Yeah.
Was it the Chinito? I think. Was it?
What guy?
I think it was a Chinito.
155.
Yeah, but that fight, I remember, I know what you're talking about, dude. I like Khabib. The shit that he's been doing to the fighters when he takes them to the ground is amazing, but I don't think he's fought. Look at his highlights where he's doing the dopest of his dopest shit.
Yeah, who is he doing it
Who
to?
is he doing it to?
Daryl Horcher?
Dude, most of these people, I don't know who the fuck they are. I'm like, who are these guys? I never seen them. I haven't seen them fight before. I haven't seen them fight since. Who are these people? The only people that are noticeably or that he did it to was RDA and Michael Johnson. Ferguson should fucking take this, dude. And I'm also
Ferguson lost a decision to Michael Johnson.
Yeah. But I'm also being biased as fuck. You know, I like Khabib a lot, but Ferguson, dude, I mean, Mexican and all, dude. And the shit he's been doing, dude. The shit he's been doing is just.
But Tony Ferguson has fought Michael Johnson, Danny Castillo, Abel Trujillo, Gleison Tebow, Josh Thompson, Edson Barboza, Lando Venata, Rafael dos Anjos.
Come on, dude. Come on. Not taking anything away from Khabib, but I think there is too much hype on behind his back right now. I want to see him do that to like a guy like Ferguson. Now, and which I also wanted to say was, if Khabib wins this fight, I want to see him win in a way where it's going to be like what he's been doing to all of his opponents.
Yeah.
Let me get in. Let me join your bandwagon and let me fucking get in. Let me be on your side. That's the way I want to see Khabib win.
I mean, Khabib also fought Gleison Tebow. Thiago Tavares also fought Abel Trujillo. Also fought Rafael dos Anjos. Also fought Michael Johnson. They've kind of fought the same guys.
Khabib's his record is probably turned down a notch, right? Compared to like Ferguson. Ferguson probably had more elite top fighters.
No, they fought a lot of the
same guys, right?
And then,
but probably Ferguson has probably a little more.
Ferguson also fought Josh Thompson.
Yeah,
but Khabib does have a lot of like decisions and like nobodies in there sprinkled in.
How many has he won in the UFC? I think 6 in a row, right? I think it was like
8.
8 in a row. And I think 3 of them has been either submissions or TKOs or KOs.
He submitted Johnson, TKO Daryl Horcher, and he KO'd Thiago Tavares.
And the rest decisions.
And Kamal Shaloris is his first UFC fight submission.
So he has 4 out of his 8 have been stoppages.
Yeah.
And I think Khabib has like 6 out of 9, maybe.
No, that was Khabib 4 of 8.
4 out of 8, right? And I think for Ferguson, I think it's 6 out of 9 or some shit like that. Alright, I just think Ferguson probably has more problems to present to Khabib. I mean, come on, dude. He's training in Templine and Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. Where those guys are constantly making you submission holds.
2 Darce chokes in a row, Barboza and Venata.
Yeah, both of those were nice too. Very nice submission holds, both of them. One of those guys will fight Conor McGregor, and then we get to finally see Conor McGregor really fight top-notch fucking fighters. I mean,
Dana has come out saying that McGregor is most likely going to fight the winner of this fight before he would even fight a Mayweather fight. He has to.
Yeah,
and if he doesn't, he needs to vacate the title, and whoever won that fight is the champ. And that's probably what's going to happen. He doesn't want to fight either one of these guys. He's been saying that neither one of them is a draw, but they're what is the number one contender fight. You don't understand what sport you got in if you're not going to fight the number one contender.
Yeah.
If you're holding a belt.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he also needs to realize that the shit that he's done, not everybody can do, man. Nobody has that personality. Not everybody has the looks, the skills, and Dude, give the guys credit to the guys that are underneath you, man. The guys who fought their way, like Ferguson, who's been, was it 9 in a row? Don't deny the guy the title shot, dude. And Khabib,
just like fucking
both
Maia,
of these guys,
like he's
dude.
never gonna get a title shot.
Right, dude.
You know, whoever wins this fight, Woodley and Thompson, definitely isn't gonna fight Damian Maia, even if he beats Masvidal.
No, they can't deny Maia a fucking title shot after if he beats Masvidal, dude. They cannot deny it. That's
Jorge
it.
Masvidal seems like something's clicking. For him right now.
Yeah.
He's going in there saying, "Give me the killers." Mm-hmm. Did you see his tweet? He tweeted at Dana White. He's like, "Don't think I'm not going to collect," because he told him, "I bet you 200,000. Bring me somebody who you think can beat me."
Wow.
He's been talking so much shit. I've listened to both of the podcasts when he was on Joey Diaz, and he's just like, dude, I don't even fucking care anymore. I'm gonna go in there and start fucking straight whooping people. And he likes to fight because he did those backyard shits.
Yeah.
He
doesn't faze him at all.
He fought like guys that were like 6 times the size as he was. Just eating him alive with body shots.
Grown ass men and shit, you know, when he was probably like in his teens, maybe early 20s and shit. Fuck, man.
What if Masvidal goes in there and fucking destroys Maia?
That would suck, dude. That would suck. For me, I would hate that. Because I feel like Maia has like been waiting so well, so patiently.
She's been slowly hugging his way to the
right?
title shot.
Giving these people just squeeze of death and shit, and just waiting patiently. It would suck for Damian Maia, dude, because those title shots are the big paydays, dude. Right?
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot more than your regular just fight that you're having. You're in a title contention. You're in a fight now, fighting for the belt. Your fucking bank is going up, you know?
I mean, based on what the UFC has to pay you, but like Damian Maia isn't gonna get pay-per-view buys, so that's what makes the most money. Like you hit a certain amount of pay-per-view buys, then you get like a percentage of the pay-per-view and shit. He's not gonna get a lot of buys, so that's why they don't want him to.
Because he doesn't talk and shit.
He can't, like, his English is his second language. You can't blame the guy for not being able to talk shit like Conor McGregor.
I mean, but his English has been improving, and
but he's still not gonna have this verbal warfare with people who speak English.
Right.
It's like it's just not gonna work.
No.
And he's also a nice guy. He doesn't hurt you.
Oh yeah. He's just like, I don't want to knock you out, man. I just want to give you enough pain to the point where you tell me to stop, and I'll let go, man. I'll let go. Yeah, dude. I heard. But hopefully he wins. Hopefully he beats, George and shit, and you can't deny him after that.
I don't like that fight, man.
I know. Like I said, I felt like they could have fucking made.
They could have separated them.
They could have separated him. Damian Maia's already on his way to his shot, dude. Let him get his fucking title shot and build up George, dude. Give him some fucking fights where you're gonna build some recognition on him.
I think Dana is salty about how George has been talking shit, so he's just here. Lose this fight. But George also called out Damian Maia.
Yeah, God. Damian Maia. And, Damian Maia probably just fucking, dude, I need to get paid. I can't be waiting around. I can't be waiting.
That's what he said.
You know?
He's like, if the title shot comes, it comes, but I can't be waiting. I need to get in there and fight. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's really shitty. Especially now with the new owners, like, it's all becoming a shit show.
Yeah. They're trying to get it back on track. You could tell, little by little and shit. You're starting to see fights that make sense.
But there's still going to be, like, people who are going to get hung up that have been deserving of title shots, just like Damian Maia.
Who else?
Doing that.
And who else? It's been a couple
Damian
other guys,
Maia,
right?
Fucking these two.
You got Yoel Romero now.
Romero.
He's starting to get into that picture now, where he's like,
well, he just got passed up by GSP.
That
Michael
kind of
Bisping did not ever want to fight Yoel Romero.
Dude, You know, think
fucking Musashi Jacare. Give either one of those two a title fight, even though Musashi just recently lost. Like, he can go in there and fight for a title, but none of those guys are. Stop making bear noises.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna get going, B. So I have to get up a little bit. Alright. Fucking nap, like a 2-hour nap, then.
Let's talk about this fight then.
Yeah.
So who do you got? Tony Ferguson?
I say Ferguson, dude.
What round?
I just...
How?
I see...
Where?
I see Ferguson,
Submission?
Second round. Yeah, submission for sure. Submission, second round.
Darce?
Maybe even
Coming
third.
In for a takedown?
Yeah, I would say that's probably the obvious thing. I want to say that Khabib's and his fucking coaching and his training camp, they had to prepare for that. It's probably the obvious, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like, all right, how can you come in to the point where you can take him down but not get stuck, where he can wrap you in his fucking long arms?
Yeah.
But see, yeah, every time I see Ferguson, every time he leads up to that submission, he's always attempted a bunch of other fucking submissions.
Yeah, he's a good chain submission artist. He likes to throw them all together.
Yeah.
And he's always like, you know, there's always like transitions happening with him too, because he rolls around a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like he can kind of catch guys while they're rolling around, scrambling. It's just, do you think, I don't think Khabib is going to be able to like keep him steady on the ground.
This is by far one of the most trickiest fights to ever call out, dude. Because, you know, you see Ferguson, he has that funky style to him, dude.
Yeah.
Where it's so just, like, weird sometimes. And that weird shit, and he gets hit a lot by that. But he always fucking comes back.
But I'm not scared of Khabib's stand-up.
Nah, me neither. Yeah, he has that power, but Ferguson has taken those nasty shots before, too.
Yeah, and there's difference between the power on the ground when he's holding you in the ground and punching your head into the canvas and striking. Like, he can come in with the power shot, and Tony Ferguson's striking could be just more technical and can hit him with a 1-2 and rock him.
Yeah.
You know?
Tony Ferguson, I want to say, dude. Tony Ferguson wins second round, or by some submission.
Second or third. It doesn't
second or
go
third
in championship rounds.
Yeah, second or third submission. That's how I think it's gonna go. That's how I want it to go. Fucking Ferguson is a shit. But if Khabib were to win, dude, I want to see that fucking dominant performance that he's been doing, where I could say, like, yeah,
5 rounds is just like beating his face in.
Just fucking grabbing,
talking to Dana White.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash your boy.
I'm gonna smash your boy, Dana.
You have to give up.
You have to give me the shot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Dana's like, oh,
Khabib is a shit,
can't
dude.
let this guy fight Conor McGregor.
Yeah, Khabib is a shit, dude. I want to see him. I want to see you do that to Ferguson, though, man. And then I'll be like, yep, that's the fucking guy.
I just watched this fight, Woodley versus Thompson, the first one.
Yeah,
on
I watched
my
it
lunch
too.
break the other day.
Yeah.
And man, everyone said it was like super spectacular fight, but it had like just 2 good rounds.
Yeah, 2 good rounds, a lot of dull moments and shit.
The second and third, like, Wonder Boy won, like, Woodley won the first round because of the takedown that happened, like, with 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
But for the first 2 rounds, or first, like, 3 rounds, actually, or 4 rounds, Woodley was just, like, walking back against the cage the whole time.
Yeah.
So Stephen Thompson had the octagon control for 90% of the fight. But in that 4th round is when Woodley connected with those 2 bombs, and then they put him in that choke. But he didn't put him out, and he ended up on the bottom when the round ended. And then the 5th round, Woodley was just done, and Thompson went in there and was just like peppering him with shots for the whole 5 minutes. Like,
yeah.
I don't think Woodley threw more than like 10 punches that whole round.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why it became a draw. I think because of that 5th round, because Thompson was like kind of fresh and Woodley was done.
Isn't it kind of strange when you saw Tyron Woodley and Stephen Thompson fight? I always saw Stephen Thompson as this crazy striker that could knock you out with some crazy fucking kick or even a good punch. But yeah, Tyron Woodley had a perfect game plan for that fight, dude.
Yeah.
And then you start to see Stephen Thompson's like, hey, he's not really as crazy or as dangerous as I thought as he was. If you stick to this game plan.
Yeah.
Now with the second fight coming up,
I think Stephen Thompson's gonna come in there and whoop him.
you think? Yeah?
Yeah, I think his fight IQ is more like better than Woodley. He can make the adjustments. Because Stephen, like even Stephen Thompson said in interviews, he said that by the 5th round he completely
figured him out. He figured him out. Yeah.
And you could kind of see it.
You could see it.
Round.
Yeah. You could see it. Yeah. You can see him like fucking starting to land more shots and just being more, taking more risks.
Yeah.
And then not being really worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
I think he realized that he just needs to wear him out and get him into the championship rounds, and then he can just light him up.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, what's going to be Tyron Woodley's game plan this time?
Wrestling.
And if he does that, I can see Tyron Woodley doing it. I can see him whipping his ass.
But he hasn't been doing his wrestling. That's the one. In the 1st round, his wrestling got him that round, and then in the 4th round, his hands got him the round. But like, if Thompson's game plan, he can keep distance and he can land shots, you're not going to land that right hand.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to wrestle.
Stephen Thompson takes it, you think, dude? Stephen Thompson takes it. KO decision.
I think TKO.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Woodley's good, but like he has a lot of like flaws. I feel like.
No.
So he gasses out super easy. Like his cardio's there for a couple rounds, but like then he just tires out because he has all them muscles.
Yeah.
And then apparently Stephen Thompson came in like super bulked up for this fight.
Like, yeah.
Super strong. He said feels like he can knock him out now.
The reason he did that was because the first time they fought, Thompson was so
lean.
He was so surprised on Tyron Woodley's strength, he said. Yeah. He was like, holy shit, this guy's so strong. And Tyron Woodley was so surprised on how easily he could handle him. So, you know, with Stephen Thompson now bulking up, he wants to have that power advantage now. But I think Tyron Woodley probably notices that he knew that he was weaker than me. He's probably going to, you know, bulk up and advance, gets more power. And I think Tyron Woodley's going to be more stronger in this fight. I can see Tyron Woodley knocking him out this time around. Yeah. I think, yeah, it might come to this could fuck him over in a way where he feels like I'm stronger than him, I'm more powerful than him, so he's going to be more aggressive just because he knows now that he's more stronger and more powerful, and that could play out for him and a benefit where he knocks him out. Or it could benefit Thompson in a way where that's what he wanted in the first fight. He wanted to come in aggressive, where he could come in with those fucking sniper jabs or some kicks, those sneaky kicks and shit. But I feel like Tyron Woodley might win this one by knockout. Yeah. Due to strength and power. Yeah. Yeah, I think Tyron Woodley's gonna be able to take Stephen Thompson's punches. I think he's gonna be defensively more aware of his kicks, but his punches, he's probably gonna take them. And he's probably going to be willing to exchange the shit. I'll take one of yours, but as long as I get to land one of my big old powerful right hand. Say Thompson takes it in the...
Thompson or Woodley?
I mean, Woodley takes it.
I actually think Thompson's going to
take Thompson's going to take this one?
I think he's going to stay on the outside. I don't think he will lose by KO more so than wrestling.
I think both
TKO on the ground wrestling, but if it's standing, I think Thompson picks his shots and stays on the outside.
That's what he should do, but I feel like both of these guys are gonna come in aggressive coming into the second fight.
Yeah.
Due to Thompson saying that I figured him out in the 5th round.
Aggressive, just not Thompson right away.
No. I could see Thompson coming in aggressive, not as aggressive as Woodley. I feel like Woodley's probably going to come in more aggressive, trying to knock him out, or either press him up against the cage, take him down. Whereas Thompson is going to be more aggressive in a way where he's want to land those jabs at you over and over again. But I think Tyron Woodley's just going to knock him out.
Yeah. The one thing that Thompson doesn't have is power in his hands, and you could see that in the first fight
against Tyrone. Yeah. We'll see how it goes, man. This is, I wasn't so happy about this fight, but now that it's leading up, it had to happen, right? It had to happen, dude. And it's the only fight that actually made sense to do. It was a draw. Redo it again. And props to Tyron Woodley, man. He gave fucking Stephen Thompson a hell of a fucking fight when people were. I didn't think a lot of people wanted to fight Stephen Thompson.
Yeah. Because he's so tricky. But in that fight, I think he was a little hesitant because of Woodley's power.
Yeah. We'll see how this one goes, man. You got Thompson, I got Woodley.
Everything else would pretty much have the same pick.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Hopefully we'll fucking Skype or FaceTime to the fight.
Yeah, for sure. At least though, just the last two. We don't have to do the whole thing. Yeah, so we're fucking. If you're with your brother, we can just do FaceTime up at his phone.
Yeah, do that.
That'll be the easiest thing.
Where are you gonna be at, dude? At a bar?
No, I think because like the fights out there start at 10 p.m.
Later.
Like the main card starts at 10.
Huh. I
think we're probably gonna we might be at the bar and then probably be leaving when it starts, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I want to see those fights. If not, I'll fucking stay at the bar and I'll meet them home. I don't give a fuck.
It's like one of those fights, right, dude? It's just like you're willing to take whatever bullshit just to watch it, dude.
The Khabib and Tony fight has been the fight that should have happened 3 years ago.
Yeah, this is
3 times already because it went.
Khabib and Ferguson, right?
Yeah, they made it twice.
Yeah, we should have had this answer to this fight a few years ago. Yeah, we should have known by now.
Before Conor McGregor
was even in the picture, where he was even involved in this shit. But finally, it's happening. And it's been such a... Both of these guys have fucking just... I feel like they're different fighters who they were when the first time they were supposed to fight.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting, man. Yeah, I don't know. We're most likely gonna have to order it, dude. The fight.
Why?
I don't think I don't know how reliable my brother's computer is, and I think it's probably like old school and shit. So we're probably
we can tell it's probably old school because he doesn't even know how to work the CTA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. So
how does he get by in life with like a decent working computer?
Yeah, so we're most likely gonna have to order it, dude.
I would say this is a card that's worth it.
Yeah. Just
Hunt Overeem. This Lando Venata guy's interesting.
Just really for that Khabib and Ferguson.
Ferguson, yeah. And then that Thompson Woodley's a decent main event.
To me, I feel like that Khabib and Ferguson fight should have been a main event.
Well, that's what Ferguson was saying, and it was like, well, and then Tyron was like, well, you're just not the champ. That's just why.
Yeah, that's true. yeah, that's true. That's true.
As much as that fight means, it's like you're not the champ.
If you want to go by the books, that's how it should be, man. Yeah. You got to treat your champs with fucking top notch, fucking, service to them, dude.
And that's what Tyron Woodley's been complaining about. Like he feels like he's not.
Regardless, regardless if you're not well known, that's the UFC's problem, dude. That's where they got to step in.
That's what he's been saying.
Start advertising.
If you need to promote people, it's not our fault. We should just go in there and fight, and you need to promote us.
Yeah, dude.
You're the promoter.
And if you get a guy like Damian Maia who's quiet and shy and doesn't really do shit talking, then that's exactly what the UFC needs to advertise. This is the kind of champion he is. This is the kind of fighter he is. And let the people who are like that gravitate to him.
Exactly what he was telling Ariel.
See? You see what I mean? But we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes with this. new ownership of the UFC. Right now, they just want quick answers. Quick answers. Quick money. Big money. Right now.
Because they just spend a shitload of money, so they're trying to get a big chunk back quick.
Yeah. Yep, man.
So we got Hunt, Venata, Evans.
I got Ferguson.
And then Thompson and Woodley.
Yeah.